All right. So I got some more updates. It's day number 2 here at not quite a homestead or a survival channel or something along those lines. I may change the name slightly in the future, but this morning I went out and got a local gym membership. There's no like national chains around here. I used to have Anytime Fitness membership because they're the biggest in the country, or have the most locations in the country, but they don't have any national chains in this area. So the local one is like the nearest city is 15 minutes away, and the gym is about 20 minutes. I basically need it for the shower. So I took a shower after I signed up. Another thing I got done was I bought some mailbox things from Home Depot. I still have to, when I went to the post office to figure out like how I can get mail if I need to do anything, and apparently they only open till 11:30 a.m. So I have to go back tomorrow for that. I rented a storage unit. Apparently, storage units are like, they're all full in this area. I guess it's because it's a college city. Maybe the college students like store all their crap there. And it is the summer, and all the students are away. So I'm guessing that might contribute to it. But I was able to find one. It was like literally the last unit that was available within, again, like a 20-minute driving distance. Good thing is that the storage unit is actually close to the place where I have to return the U-Haul truck on Saturday. So that'll be, I guess, somewhat convenient. But again, it is what it is. I'm thankful I actually was able to find a unit. Well, while I was at Home Depot, I found a shed that was on clearance for $1,300, and that might actually be like less than the cost of lumber these days. So I'm gonna do a little more research on that and potentially buy that shed instead of building my own. It's not as big as I would like, but I can have 2 sheds. So it's something that I can get quickly onto this property and have somewhere to store stuff while I work on the cabin and the grounds here. What else? I think, I also stopped by the bike shop and figured out, I talked to the mechanic there and asked about riding in this area, where to park the car and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about heading over to the trail and do like an hour ride tonight. I mean, I have like no time, but I do have to keep in shape because I'm planning to do like a long bike packing thing around the Catskills I think that's coming up in like 2.5 weeks. So I don't know. I got a lot to do. My mind is kind of everywhere and things are kind of overwhelming, but I guess one thing at a time. In this cabin, there is at least one refrigerator. And although I have like a small fridge in my van, it's full right now, and I still have like more stuff I wanted to bring up from New Jersey. I don't have a ton of stuff in the fridge, but there's like some stuff, and I probably would have had to throw all that stuff away if I couldn't, source a new fridge. So the fridge is here are, I don't know, I feel like they're from like the 70s or 80s or something. I just decided to plug the better looking one in, and it's making sounds. All right, so there's the fridge. That's sort of a normal looking one. And then there's this other one here. Obviously the door is weird, and I don't know what that top is about. Maybe it came from I think it came out of an RV. I don't think the previous owner would have left it here if it was like totally not working. Here's some pieces of wood. I'll use that for something later. Anyways, I plugged the big one in. Get this compressor out of the way. Oh, my sandal came off. And there is a light. And there is cool air. The freezer, yeah, it's cold. There's no light in the freezer, but so that's excellent. I mean, I don't want to have this fridge long term, but it is something that I can use in the short term. I'll probably use it until I get like some floors in and maybe some insulation and stuff. So it's gonna be a while, but I'm glad I have this. As you can hear, if you have the sound on, there are train tracks. I think it's only cargo that goes through here. I have mixed feelings about it. It kind of gives me a feeling of being out in the country, farm area and whatnot, but it's also loud. The tracks they're not that close. I mean, thinking maybe like half a mile away. I guess it's kind of close. Didn't really think about it before I bought this place, but I don't really mind it too much. Anyway, I found this. I believe it is a bat house. People put it up in trees to attract bats. Bats are good in a certain way because they eat insects and mosquitoes and stuff like that. I have mixed feelings about having bats or like trying to attract bats here. My only reservation is that like sometimes like I have heard that if you attract bats and then maybe they get into your house, that's not a good thing because bats can carry rabies. And apparently, there was some podcast I heard. A bat, if you see a bat in your room when you wake up, you're supposed to, I think, try to catch the bat and take that bat to the hospital and get tested. I don't know if you can get tested for rabies, but I guess they test the bat to see if it has rabies and determines if you should get a rabies shot or not. So yeah, I'm gonna have to research that a little more, but yeah, we'll see about the bat house. I got the top of the spring open, and I've got some good news and little pieces of bad news. So the spring actually looks pretty good. I mean, there's some leaves and I see a few crickets and an ant colony here, which I'll have to take care of. But the water is pretty clear, and it's dammed up pretty well. There is that hose there. I think that's the inlet because it's got that mesh on it. So basically I just have to put that in the water and figure out where that hose actually comes out. It looks like it's been buried, which is good because then I don't have to bury it myself. so that's good for the winter. I do not see a overflow, so I don't know how the overflow works. Maybe it just kind of escapes from like between where the hose and the concrete is. That could be a thing, but it's not overflowing or anything, so I guess it's not really an issue right now. Gonna have to kind of think about that more, but I think tomorrow what I'll do is figure out where that hose goes. Then at least I can have water, get it flowing, and then get it tested. That piece of plywood there is pretty rotted out, so I think it was like literally about to fall apart when I tried to take it off, so I have to be really careful. But I'm gonna have to replace that and take care of the insect problem. But otherwise, I think those are the only two kind of negatives, at least so far. So we'll see. So I am done working on the spring for today. Gonna sit down on this nice picnic table that is it's not very stable. There's a few pieces of wood missing. Doesn't look super rotted out. I think this can last another year or two. But basically, I think I mentioned before that I could try hooking, putting the hose into the spring to see where the water comes out. I have a few issues with doing that right now, because if I lift the lid off the spring again and that lid is like super rotted, it could just break, and I don't have another lid to put on it, and I don't want to leave the spring uncovered even for a night, because like some animal could get in there and poop in it, pee, die. It would not be a good scene. So another thought that I had was maybe the hose goes underneath the house and there's a store, like a water container underneath the house. In order to get underneath the house, there's a crawl space and there are doors, but the doors are screwed shut right now, and I don't really want to work on it right now. I have a few other things to do, and I also want to go for a mountain bike ride, so runny nose. It'll be my first ride in these the trails around here. I'll go to Home Depot, buy a lock for the storage unit that I rented, and then I'm gonna buy like a plywood or some other thing that I can use as a lid for the spring. And I guess I'll go put a few things in the storage unit and lock it up. So that's it, I guess. See you later.